Yeah, so here we go again. Alright, before I start, I was gonna do the Kana route, but then again, there's a lot of stuff from the Samomo route from my last run on this that I didn't get, so it was kind of important to the whole like thematic story setting of the game, like the angel and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll know that later maybe. But yeah, but I messed up her route last time, so yeah. But if we did the Kana route properly this time, we wouldn't get the Samomo. Like we wouldn't be able to get the important scenes from Samomo's route. So like either way, I'm probably gonna play through both of these remaining routes. Like, but I was wondering which one should I play, like in this let's play in this playthrough, right? Yeah. Anyways, that's still a bit later. Actually, I don't know because the kind of I don't know how the choices are calculated. Is it like in Kano Shoujo where like each scenes count for kind of up points, and it kind of all adds up to what, and then you get at the end, or you just have to do the crucial scenes, like what, like how is this game coded? You know what? Let's just do. Let's just figure out as we go. Yeah. Mido jerked his chin towards Natane, who was standing next to Takuji. So you guys know each other? No, I just met her. I see. Well, Natane-chan, she's working hard to fight against the alien conspiracy, right? Watching her makes me feel sorry for her. We're helping her out. What are you talking about? Helping, of course. We're assisting with the Earth Defense Plan. Right, Natane-chan? Natane nodded slightly at Mido's cheerful voice. Mido-kun is one of the few who truly understands me. He's probably a warrior. A warrior? There's no such thing as coincidence when people meet. There are no such thing as coincidences. Fucking 2023 meme. The meeting itself is the contact of the wheels of destiny. Without that, destiny wouldn't show its cosmic reach. Each individual story is small, minuscule. But when these small stories connect infinitely, that's when the world moves forward. So, our meeting is also inevitable. Inevitable. Do you understand, Takuji Torabishi-kun? When she called him by his full name, Takuji flinched. Mido quickly laughed it off. Natane-chan here has checked every face and name in the school. Remember that movie? The one with the... Mido raised a finger and spun it next to his head. People like that tend to have an amazing memory. Which movie is he talking about? One of Mido's lackeys chimed in. Gump, yeah, Gump. Like Forrest Gump? Like what? Is he... A meaningless laugh spread through the group. Let's go, Kumoi-san, Takuji said. He could not stand the thought of the week being made into a joke any longer. Wait. You still need something? Not from you. I need something from Natani-chan. I got a meeting with Natani-chan about the Earth defense. I don't know why I was doing Natani's tone. I just woke up from a nap, okay? I barely had any dinner today, so... What? Hey, why don't you come too? According to the brilliant scholar Natani Kamoi-san, every encounter between people has meaning. That means us meeting here wasn't just some random coincidence, right? So, come on, Takuji. I wonder what happens if we, ignore him. Are we supposed to ignore him? I forgot. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I really want to show the... like Kana's story. You know what? Yeah, let's do Kana's. Eventually I'll do like Samomo's as well, and if it's really good, I'll probably do those parts of her, those like important parts of her that we missed as well. Wait, let me just check. Yeah, follow me though. That's more like it. Didn't think you'll be the type to go along with things, Sakuji. With a glance that said follow me, Mido turned the corner and disappeared down the 4th floor hallway. His entourage shot Takuji a brief look before trailing after him. Shall we? Encouraged by Natane, Takuji followed, descending the stairs to the 4th floor. The hallway was lined with special classrooms, social studies, archives, science labs, completely deserted. Wait, the camera is... okay, yeah, this should be good. The only sound was the distant murmur of voices drifting from the schoolyard. Mido and his group strolled past the science labs, chatting casually, until they finally disappeared into the boys' restroom. Huh? It's fine. Saying that, Natane walked right into the boys' restroom without a moment's hesitation. Left alone in the hallway, Takuji scrambled to follow. The moment he entered the bathroom, Mido grabbed him from behind in a tight hold. Takuji had been on guard, but expecting some kind of confrontation had worked against him. He was overpowered instantly, unable to put up any resistance. Don't struggle, Torabishi. What the hell are you doing? Quit acting all cool, you shithead. You're pissing me off. Let me go. Don't look at me with those self-righteous eyes. I'll show you something interesting. Oi, hurry up and do it. Hey, Kashiwagi. What the hell are you doing? Everyone turned to look at Mido, their faces blank with confusion. Then, as if following his gaze, their eyes shifted. Kashiwagi. It was a guy named Kashiwagi. Technically a classmate, though Takuji had never once spoken to him. Not that Takuji was the exception. Most of their classmates were probably the same. Kashiwagi was the kind of guy who clung to Mido's group in an attempt to secure a place for himself. To the other boys, he was nothing but boring. To the girls, he was just one of Mido's lackeys. In other words, Kashiwagi had no presence of his own. He was the ultimate supporting character, someone who could not exist on stage without a leading role to revolve around. He was that kind of guy, and yet, right now, he was the lead. Right now, every pair of eyes in the restroom was locked onto him. So, was that why he was smiling? Kashiwagi was smiling as he slowly inserted a mechanical pencil into his right ear. At first, Takuji thought it was some kind of trick. The mechanical pencil was lodged horizontally in Kashiwagi's head. What's this about? What the hell is this? Kashiwagi? I could die. The pencil was already more than halfway inside his skull. From the ear it had pierced, a thick, dark stream of blood spilled out, trickling down like a waterfall. It hurts, it really hurts. Tears began to spill from Kashiwagi's eyes. And yet, he was still smiling. Muttering, Kashiwagi pressed the head of the mechanical pencil. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Before long, something thin, red, and stick-like began to slowly emerge from Kashiwagi's left ear. It extended straight up, perpendicular to his head. It kept growing with each click. Growing, growing, growing. It took a moment for them to realize it was the lead from the mechanical pencil. Some water. It's lead. Beetle's voice sounded almost like a dumb joke. Lead. No one was laughing. It was painfully silent. The soft afternoon light made everything look washed out, like an overexposed photograph. In the stillness, only Kashiwagi continued, with mechanical precision. Click, 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 click. Wait, it's a mechanical pencil? You'd think the lead would break before like even hit anything. Like it would hit like one wall in the ear and it would like, you know, like break. I guess it could still get lodged in his head through his brains. Like a scene from an old silent comedy. A thin line of blood trickled down from Kashiwagi's nose. And yet, he kept smiling. Like the very concept of death that suddenly struck him was so far beyond his comprehension that he did not even know how to express pain. They all stood there in stunned silence, watching his tear-streaked, laughing face, and then, "It hurts," he muttered the words, barely more than a whisper. Then, like a puppet with its strings suddenly cut, he collapsed onto the floor with a sickening thud. His arms and legs twisted unnaturally, bending in directions that no human limbs should. His body was no longer was no longer human. I was gonna say it's like no longer human. It's so funny to me. Like whenever in media something says no longer something human or like no longer human, I point out like the pointing switch X. It's like no longer human the by the famous 1930s, 1940s Japanese author Osamu Dazai. His body no longer even looked human. It was like some grotesque, ancient hieroglyph, as if his fall had triggered a switch. An unfathomable amount of blood began gushing from his ear. In an instant, his white shirt was soaked in red. Someone let out a choked gasp. That was the breaking point. Mido and his gang bolted from the restroom like frightened animals. Only Takuji, Natane, and Kashiwagi's lifeless body remained. That's kind of weird worded, kind of. I think maybe just my understanding. Like, it's saying as if the Takuji and Natane's also lifeless body, but then I guess it would say Takuji's and Natane's. Yeah. Anyway, it's begun. Huh? When he turned around, Natane was rising to her feet. Slowly, she lifted herself from the restroom floor, and without warning, she began to strip off her uniform. Her face was still covered in semen, making her plain underwear stand out in an oddly sexual way. Wait, Kamoi-san. I have to change. I can't go outside like this. Natane pulled out a fresh uniform from her paper shopping bag. Stuffed with flyers. Takuji hastily turned his back. After everything he had witnessed, it felt ridiculous to be acting shy now, but still, it seemed like the right thing to do. Are you okay? It's begun. Begun? What has? The underground burrowing type invasion biological weapon. Man, what a mouthful. The underground burrowing type? Takuji echoed her words without understanding. It made no sense to him, not one bit. She repeated the phrase, enunciating each syllable carefully. The underground burrowing type invasive biological weapon, as if enunciating it deliberately made all the difference in the world. 4.6 billion years ago, they buried countless seeds deep beneath the Earth's surface. Now, the time has come for humanity to venture into space. The moment is now, and if humanity is deemed unfit, the seeds will awaken, deactivating activating as weapons of total human annihilation. This is an undeniable truth, documented in the Bible, in ancient texts, in every prophecy of the world's end. Call them demons, call it the apocalypse. The names don't matter, the fact remains. In the mirror's reflection, he saw her, Natane, quietly wiping away the semen clinging to her thighs and hair with a handkerchief. This is without a doubt an attack by the fourth type biological weapon. Big Angelus. Big Angelus sends out waves from underground. Suicide waves. Human who synchronize with these waves come to believe that suicide is the path to salvation. And then they do what he did. Suicide waves? Yes, waves. Angelus indiscriminate long-range suicide wave attack. She's a literal Dempa girl. As she spoke, Natane's excitement grew, her voice rising in pitch and intensity. Angelus, 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 you don't understand, do you? It means eel. In Greek, it means eel. You had no idea, right? It's shaped like an eel. Listen, inside the spaceship, they showed me a hologram. It was slimy, black, so grotesque, so disgusting. 20 kilometers long. Its mass constantly shifts, so they don't even know how heavy it is. It moves freely through the earth, slaughtering humans, the ultimate invasive weapon. You can't understand it, but I can, because... Kamui-san! Yeah, Natane's backstory, as you'll find out, is... Yeah, it's really sad, it's just really fucked. Takuji cut her off. If he let her keep talking, he felt like his own mind might start unraveling too. Natane pursued her lips, seemingly irritated at the interruption. Then, after a moment, she let out a small sigh. Because it entered inside me. Angelus flooded my body with its obscene fluids. It felt awful. The ones who raped me, to be precise, they weren't aliens, but Angelus itself. I only realized that now. The fluids from Angelus gradually messed me up from the inside. They made it so I could only think about lewd things. I couldn't even focus on studying anymore. To fight back against that, I had Mido and the others cover me with their semen. Enough! Natane's story was incoherent and made no sense. No, rather than being incomprehensible, it was likely that there had never been any meaning in it in the first place. Maybe Kashiwagi's gruesome suicide had triggered her delusions. Or maybe her delusions had perfectly aligned with Kashiwagi's suicide. Either way, it was all meaningless. This is what Takuji told himself. Forget all that. We need to tell a teacher or the police about Kashiwagi. You're right. Surprisingly, she agreed without an argument. She pulled her uniform over her head in one fluid motion, then stepped towards Takuji. But wait a second. I need to fix my hair. She brushed Takuji and started adjusting her hair in front of the mirror. It's all messy now. This is annoying. I hate this. Takuji could do nothing but watch in stunned silence. Natane's slow, deliberate movements gave him an uneasy feeling, as if time itself was gradually grinding to a halt. The moment he stepped out into the hallway, there was the air of reality. Or rather, the air itself. Maybe it was more like a presence. It was quiet, though he could distinctly sense the presence of many people. The familiar atmosphere of the school, an unmistakable trace of everyday life. Takuji was startled. He had never felt any real sense of connection to the world. Perhaps this was because, just moments ago, the air inside the restroom had felt like something from another dimension, utterly disconnected from reality. Compared to that, even the grey world still felt somewhat familiar. Grabbing Natane's head, Takuji took off running. For now, he headed towards a nearby classroom, one on the 3rd floor, intending to report the situation to a teacher there. Kashiwagi's staff and the orgy involving Natane and the others were inextricably linked. He had not figured out how to cover it up, but someone had died. There was no way he could just pretend nothing happened. Besides, the body would be discovered sooner or later. Before the situation spiraled out of control, he needed to take some sort of action. Anything to minimize the fallout that could come crashing down on him and Natane. Moving swiftly down the empty hallway, Takuji hurriedly descended the stairs. A sudden chill ran down his spine. Right behind him, it seemed like someone was standing there. But when he turned around, there was no one there. All he could see was the landing of the 4th floor he had just passed. Before he even had time to question it, someone slipped right past him. It happened so suddenly that Takuji let out a small, involuntary gasp. What's wrong, Torabishi-kun? Just now, no one. There was no one there. And yet, Takuji had felt it. Someone had passed right by him, muttering something under their breath as they did. Die. He could have sworn that's what they said. Suddenly, he felt a light tap on his shoulder. Natane had gently placed her hand on him. You okay, Torabishi-kun? Yeah. It's nothing. That was all he could say. Because technically, nothing had happened. But something was wrong. Ever since that chill ran down his back, he felt like the very structure of the surrounding air around him had changed. Of course, the air was invisible, and nothing in his field of vision had actually changed. There was simply a strange, undeniable sense of wrongness. The world felt denser, like he was submerged in water. The air he inhaled seemed to stick to his lungs, clinging uncomfortably. The structure of the air has shifted. she murmured softly. Startled, Takuji turned to look at her. She was scanning their surroundings with a serious expression. You can feel it too, can't you? Told Abishi-kun. This school... No, this entire town is already under the influence of the Echelus suicide wave. The suicide wave alters the structure of the air itself. It reshapes the world, making it easier for them to act. We have to hurry. It's dangerous. He did not inquire about it further. The last thing he wanted was to get dragged any deeper into her delusions. Or maybe he was just too afraid to ask. Reaching the third floor, Takuji dashed towards the classroom in front of the stairs. Or, well, just as he was about to rush inside, a firm grip seized his shoulder from behind, stopping him in his tracks. Natane was staring at him, her expression tense and serious. No, this classroom is no good anymore. Look. She slid the door open just a fraction. Hesitant but compelled, Takuji peered through the gap. Inside, a lesson was in progress. A middle-aged teacher stood at the podium. Students sat at their desk. Notebooks open. All right. Handling blades might seem a little scary at first, but as long as we're united in purpose, there's nothing to fear. This is something I say every day, so you all understand already, right? Good. If you don't have a box cutter, borrow one from someone who's finished using theirs. This won't be on the test, but it's important. At that, the stout teacher pressed the box cutter in his hand against his own throat and, with a smooth motion, slid it open. Blood erupted like a fountain. What? What happened next before their very eyes was almost like a beautiful ritual. One by one, the students mimicked their teacher's actions with perfect precision, slashing their own throats open. There was not even a hint of hesitation, their movements flawless. It was like one of those mass games in a communist state, the kind Takuji had once seen on TV. Oh yeah, like those ones in North Korea in their big ass sports stadium where they would have like everyone coordinate, like flip fucking cards, and they would create like animations, like big fucking illustrations. Yeah, thousands of arms lifting, swinging, lowering in unison. A perfectly synchronized motion, beyond ideology, beyond meaning, reduced to a simple, mesmerizing act. Nothing more, nothing less. And, as is sometimes the case with things executed too perfectly, there was something about it that felt oddly, unsettlingly comical. The students in the classroom were both beautiful and absurd. I like this description. It's like a kind of ritualistic mass suicide without any meaning. Each one pressed a box cutter against their throat, then pulled. For a brief moment, nothing happened. Then, as if remembering it was supposed to, blood erupted from the open wounds. There was no sound, no whoosh or hiss, no dramatic element about it whatsoever. Just the dull, repetitive thuds of bodies collapsing onto desks. It was simply bizarre. Not tragic, not eerie, not even abnormal. There was no room for any of those reasonable reactions. It was just bizarre. Takuji stared at Natane in stunned silence. She noticed his gaze but remained completely composed. There's nothing surprising about this. Suicide is contagious. If someone jumps into a pool and starts having fun, others follow, right? It's the same thing. They get drawn in it, and you've heard of suicide spots, have you? That's how they operate, achieving maximum effect with minimal effort. There was a certain air of satisfaction in the way she spoke. And as Takuji listened, an indescribable irritation began to swell inside him. That's enough, Komoi-san. You see it, don't you? In this case, the teacher is acting as the leader. Like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. In the end, people find it easier to follow orders. True, unrestricted freedom is, paradoxically... Shut the hell up! Natane pursed her lips, as if wounded, then simply shrugged. It will spread. It won't stop. Everyone will die. Takuji shook his head, trying to shake off her words. Focus. Yes, I am confused. Think. Yes, I have to think. He had no intention of buying into her delusions about suicide waves and being drawn in. But something was happening. Something abnormal. Something beyond explanation. That much, at least, was undeniable. Think. What should I do? Samomo, Momiji, Kana. Their faces flashed through his mind like lightning. He had to save them. From what exactly, he still did not know. But right now, he had to be with them. That was the only thing he knew for certain. The closest classroom was Samomo's. At the end of this third-floor hallway. The hallway was silent, save for the sound of their footsteps. Now and then, violent noises will echo from the classrooms they passed. The crash of overturned desks, voice raised in frantic screams. But Takuji had no intention of looking inside anymore. Takuji ran, with only one thought in his mind. I have to reach Samomo's classroom as fast as possible. Natane followed slightly behind. Wait, Torabishi-kun. Takuji did not wait. He ignored her voice and kept running. If he was even 1 second too late, Samomo might have already taken her own life. There was no time to entertain Natane's delusions. His panic and frustration boiled over into anger. Anger directed at her. Before you go into the classroom, check first. It could be dangerous. Takuji ran while hearing her voice in the background. It took no time at all to reach Samomo's classroom. Yeah, I think you should listen to Natane's warning, or else you get the bad end. The desk has been shoved carelessly to the edges of the room, making the space feel strangely open. At the center of the room, the students had huddled together. Grouped together. No, more precisely, they were forming a circle. They stood in a perfect circle, enclosing someone or something. It looked almost like spectators surrounding a street performance, or campers gathered around a bonfire. At the center of the ring, A single girl stood frozen in place. Samomo, you're so damn shameless. Why haven't you taken the hint and died already? No one needs you. You seriously piss me off. Just die. Just die. Just die. Just die. Just die. Just die, 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 just die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. The students' voices swelled into a thunderous chorus, shaking the classroom. Just a foot lifted. Die. A foot slammed down. Just a foot lifted. Die. A foot slammed down. Die, 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 die. Bang, 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 bang. The stomping of their feet pounding like war drums. Their chant was like a spell. It was a medieval witch hunt. A feverish heat swirled and rose, filling the classroom. It was the fevered excitement of all the students. For some, stomping their feet was not enough. Some clutched at their heads, plucking their hair out. Some tilted their heads back and let out shrill, ear-piercing screams. Some ignored the rhythm entirely, stamping their feet in a frenzy, twisting their bodies grotesquely. It was a kind of madness never seen before. Man, in a way, I think not having voices actually gives more space for the writers to go like this hard. This just really detailed and rhythmic in their descriptions and narration. Their faces were flushed, their eyes gleaming with delirium, and these people, frothing at their mouth, were all screaming the same thing: die, die, die. No one could withstand that. At the center of the circle, Samomo clutched her ears and collapsed, trembling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He knew that Samomo was isolated in class. With how painfully shy she was, she must have been an easy target for bullying. But even so, this was not normal. The so-called suicide classroom from earlier, he could only think that something has gone completely mad. It feels as if while he was in that bathroom, the entire world outside shifted, slid into another reality altogether. Either way, he could not just stand there and watch. Just as he stepped forward, someone grabbed his shoulder from behind. Let me go, Kumoi-san! It's futile. If you go in now, you won't be able to save your stepsister. There are too many of them. You'll just get caught. You think I can just sit back and watch? 5 more minutes. What? Now Natane narrowed her eyes and gazed up at the sky. It slowly traced something in the air with her fingertip. Then she pressed her palm against the ground, falling completely silent. Rage flared up inside of him. Quit messing around. I don't have time for your games. I'm certain. I just confirmed the signs. In 5 minutes, a suicide wave will come. If we wait, they'll all kill themselves. That way, We can save your stepsister without putting ourselves in danger. Yeah, let's wait. We'll also... Takuji fought to suppress the nausea rising in his chest. He did not believe in this suicide wave nonsense, and he has never heard of Natane being able to detect these so-called signs. It was nonsense. Everything she was saying was completely unhinged. She was making things up on the spot. And yet, she was right about one thing. Rushing in without a plan would not save Samomo. He had no choice but to follow her words. Well, what should we do? Wait 5 minutes. I'll take care of everything. She smiled proudly. It was completely as if she was enjoying this situation. Then, in a hushed voice, she began explaining. Suicide is born out of despair, from giving up on everything. It's a reaction to sadness, right? But sadness can easily turn into anger. Why is it always me? This isn't my fault to begin with. I can't accept this. This kind of anger gets directed onto others. Because let's face it, blaming someone else is always easier than blaming yourself. Just like how you're getting irritated with me right now. Truth. Haha. Haha. The ones who become the target of that anger are always the weak. Stress gets taken out of those who are lower on the social ladder. Just like how the group of schools dances like Mido-kun and his gang took it out on me. Just like how you're doing the same to me now because you don't understand the situation. But don't worry, I'm not blaming you. By the way, was your stepsister already bullied before all this? Enough! That doesn't matter right now. What the hell is supposed to happen after 5 minutes? I told you, a wave is coming. A big one. A big wave. And when it does, just leave the rest to me. The entire class was shouting, "Just die." Samomo curled up, covering her ears. She had shrunk herself, desperately trying to shield herself from the malice surrounding her. I'm scared. Then, a male student, who had been silently watching the scene unfold, raised his voice. Everyone quiet down. That madness halted in an instant. This girl is weak. She acknowledges her sins, yet she lacks the courage to atone for them herself. He spoke with exaggerated gestures, like a stage actor delivering a monologue. So here's what I propose. We give her a little push. Let's make sure Samomo Torabishi feels so worthless, so utterly helpless, that she won't want to keep on living. A voice from the crowd shouted. But the male student silenced him with a casual wave of his hand. Come on now, there's way too many guys here for everyone to have a turn, right? Besides, why waste our dicks on a shitty character like this? So instead, how about we piss on this girl? Those abnormal words lingered in the classroom and in the silent classroom for a while, aimlessly floating through the air. But they were not ignored. Slowly they began to pervade, corrupting everyone in the room. An obscene shadow appeared on everyone's face in the classroom. Eventually, One female student stepped forward from the circle. He looks like it's gonna be Kamimura first. There's no one there's no one else except me, right? Then it's my mission to take down this annoying brat. Kamimura. Takuji had heard that name before. If you remember correctly, there was a girl named Kamimura who had been bullying Samomo. The girl, under the watchful eyes of her classmates, stepped forward to stand in front of Samomo. Kamimura-san, don't call me so casually. Listen up, from now on, I'm going to pee on you. You better be grateful, got it? Stop, this is horrible. I haven't done anything. Why? Just by you being here, the atmosphere in the classroom becomes all heavy. Planning to run away? That's wrong. You see, this is a ceremony to cleanse you, right? A ceremony to help someone like you, who does not have any value in life, to purify themselves so they can die peacefully. Haha. At that moment, a dramatic change came over Samomo. Her body trembled violently, and then her face suddenly flushed. Her cheeks turned pink, her breath became heavy, and her eyes grew misty. It was unmistakably an expression of ecstasy. A ritual to cleanse myself, to die. A ritual. That's right, exactly. Ceremony. Kamimura slid her hand under her skirt and undressed her. Despite her classmates watching, there was not a hint of hesitation. On the contrary, she even swung her removed panties around, flashing a slight grin at the male students. She took off her skirt, exposing her lower body. The male students swallowed hard, their throats visibly tightening. Alright then, can you try to beg for it? Beg for it? Kamimura's toes slammed into Samomo's stomach. Samomo groaned and doubled over. I'm telling you to beg me to pee on you, you idiot. So annoying. Just looking at you makes me want to kill you. I'm sorry, Kamimura-san. Please let me be showered with your pee. Yeah. Well, I guess I have no choice. Come on, get on all fours. Obeying her command, Samomo crawled onto the ground like a dog. Kamimura dragged a chair over her and placed it in front of Samomo, then sat down heavily. Come on, crawl a little closer, please. Right under my feet. That's it. Good girl. Woof woof. But now we like censor like more than I don't know. Kamimura thrust her hips forward and placed both feet on Samomo's shoulders. The game is weird with the censoring. Like now it's not just like down the private parts, the reproductive parts that are censored, but also like Samomo's face. Yeah, for some reason. Kamimura thrust her hips forward and placed both feet on Samomo's shoulders. A few of the male students, seeing her bare genitals, were adjusting the fronts of their pants immediately. Oh god. Even the girls got excited and put their hands inside of their skirts. I guess you'd be surprised the amount of girls who have a thing for piss. Yeah. Kamimura furrowed her brows slightly. It was his limit. No matter how many minutes left, he could no longer bear it. Takuji ran into the classroom in one swift motion. Despite seeing Takuji rushing in, the students showed no reaction. They only glanced at him, uninterested. An awkward atmosphere drifted through the classroom. Oh, Oni-chan? Oi, who's that? Her brother? Oh yeah, I know him. That's Torabishi's older brother, the third year. Ah, so he's the real Oni-chan. Speaking about which, does that mean he's also Porky's stepbrother? This part is kinda... If you get the other scene, like this, like Porky, that thing kinda makes more sense, but yeah. Everyone burst into laughter. A dark, heavy lump exploded inside Takuji's chest. Ugh! I don't know what kind of noise that was. Yeah, fucking... He roared from the depths from his lungs, swinging his fist at everyone in sight, man or woman, it did not matter. He grabbed the broom he had his eye on before rushing in and swung it wildly. 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Suddenly, he was tackled from behind and slammed onto the ground. More bodies piled on top of him. He could not move. A crushing weight pressed down on his chest. He could not breathe. Suddenly, blood started flowing freely from his nose. His vision flickered with strange colors. A cacophony of excited voices went back and forth through the classroom. Shut up, die, crush! Bones, break, die, pain, bone, hurt, bones. Countless screams echoed in his skull, unable to understand their meaning. And then, like the tide receding, the voices began to fade. Everyone was staring at one point, at the figure standing in the doorway of the classroom, Natani Kumoi. What is this mess? Her voice, sharp like a spear, pierced through the students in the classroom. Everyone stiffened, their bodies jerking in shock, nervously glancing at each other. Some even continued to glare at Natani with defiant eyes. Yet, despite receiving all those glares, Natani remained unshaken, standing firmly and continuing to shout. Look at the person next to you! Look at yourself! This is nonsense! You have no common sense! Everything's a mess! It's outrageous! You people are useless! 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 Useless people! Shouldn't you all just die? Please die! 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 Just die already! Takuji was stunned. He never imagined Takuji would start shouting in such a voice. He could not understand what this was supposed to accomplish. The students, in their rage, would likely turn their anger toward her, right? However, contrary to Takuji's expectations, the students began to tremble. The girls were even weeping. They were hurt. The childish insults from Natane had truly wounded them. Even she tells us to die. What are we supposed to do? What should we do? This is bad. What should we do? Natane, in contrast, spoke in a calm, gentle voice. Turn around. There's an exit right there, isn't there? With a rustling sound, like a wave, everyone turned to look behind them. There was a window. If you jump, it'll be the end, won't it? The end. 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 A male student leaned forward, and just like that, he was gone. Another followed, and just like that, he was gone. A dull thud echoed from outside the window, then another. That was just the beginning. The end came quickly. One after another, the students rushed towards the window, shoving to be first, flinging themselves out without hesitation. It was almost absurd, like the earlier scene with the students who had slit their throats. What are you standing around for, Torabishi-kun? Your little sister is about to jump too. Man, Natani is the GOAT. What can I say? Snapping back to his senses, Takuji hurriedly grabbed Samomo from behind just as she was about to step onto the windowsill. Even pinned to the floor, she continued to tremble uncontrollably, as if possessed by something. Straddling her, Takuji delivered several sharp slaps across her face. Calm down, Samomo. Wake up. I'm sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. There's no reason for you to die. Let me die, Oni-chan. Samomo. I'm a bad girl. I can't see the angel anymore. The angel? I can't reach him anymore. I don't deserve to love you, Oni-chan. Natani silently watched the two for a long moment. Then, finally, she uttered something. It's almost time. What? The wave will completely stop. One cycle is ending. What do you mean? It means your stepsister episode will subside. Torabishi. A few minutes later, Samomo suddenly stopped struggling and fell into a dazed state. Her body went limp, completely relaxed, her vacant eyes wandering unfocused through the air. Takuji felt a pang of concern, but after about a minute, Samomo sat up on her own. Are you okay, Samomo? Yeah. You're not thinking about doing anything crazy anymore, right? Yeah. Can you stand? Yeah. Even as she spoke, she wobbled unsteadily, and Takuji quickly reached out to support her. Don't push yourself. You should rest a little longer. I'm fine. I'm really fine. More importantly... Never mind. Let's go, Oni-chan. I don't want to stay here. Alright, I think this is a good stopping point. Like, I only had like a sandwich the whole day. And yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry, and yeah, I'm still kind of conflicted. Like both, I already had seen, though I didn't see it through. Like, though maybe like I don't know how much content there is. I haven't seen, like in Kana's route, like her story, which is really well written. But I also I want to show you guys the Samomo's as well, because I feel that's the one I haven't really seen much of, but I feel that it's gonna be really well written too, and like she's kind of the mascot, right? Like the whole the angel thing, yeah. So I'm gonna make something to eat, and you guys comment, even if there's like one, maybe two comment. Like I'll take in your, I'll consider your suggestion for real. Like yeah. So yeah, have a good rest of the summer. Yeah, sorry, like it's been like over. It's been a while. I haven't uploaded. I'm still kind of struggling with setting things up. I just can't see you with the camera and everything. But I went to a con. Uh, I came back from a small trip. Maybe I already mentioned that in the last time, but yeah. No, summer's gone by so fast, guys. It's like, man, people are already going back to school. That's how it feels like what even fucking happened in like June or like the first half of July. Anyway, I hope you all have uh a good end of summer and yeah, like live happily as always. See y'all.